What's up, YouTube? I had a weird problem, and I found a solution on Reddit. So I got these kinds of headsets, it's Aftershokz, and about 2 years now. I've had this over 2 years probably, and now this kind of it's a little rattle, and then that's problematic more so that since there's a speaker in there, the music kind of rattles. I found somebody on Reddit who suggested what they did was they drilled a little hole, and then they filled it with sugru. So I'm gonna try that. I got my little hole going. But I had another pair that these stopped working, and Aeroplex, they sent me a replacement. I was kind of interested of like what you're doing and what's breaking. And nobody really that I could see has done that yet, so I wanted to add that. From what I can tell, normally this has like a little flex to it, and like this doesn't, this one wasn't broken. Like it might make a little noise, but it has a flexiness to it and kind of bounces back. This one, on the other hand, you won't probably be able to see it, but if I actually go in and touch this, I don't feel like mine moves. It would be the same as if I'm touching this. I don't feel this. I feel like it's there. It's like they're dead. So I don't know if like the magnet kind of like, because this does feel like a little bit magnetic, or if there's another piece there that kind of like makes this float. And then that breaks, and then once that breaks, it just kind of clatters around. But at least the fix that everybody's suggesting, or that's been suggested, is to kind of fill that space so that you at least get to, lock this in place, stop it from moving, and that seems pretty reasonable. So I think that's what I'm going to try with these, and if that doesn't work, then I can always just, potentially get another pair. Unfortunately, I like this pair, and from what I've seen, the new ones, they're okay. They're not that much better, but just kind of wanted to share, just in case anybody else is going through this, what to look at. I think the only thing too is this piece right here. You definitely don't want to hit that. And let's just see, maybe we can show how far that is from the button. So yeah, so just as a view there, that's about how far you want to go for your hole. You don't want to hit this piece. Luckily I didn't hit it either, but that's the control for this. That's that little control board there. That's about the only thing that you'd want to not hit. And then we'll see how it goes. I was just kind of curious of, what they suggested was just cramming sugru in there as much as you could. I was just kind of curious of what that was going to do, what that even, how much would I potentially even put in there, what that would actually look like. So I was like, oh yeah, I've got this other pair, so let me check those out. But I'll see about doing the other piece of the repair. I can share that if anyone's interested. But otherwise, it was pretty easy. I had a little hand drill that I could make a small hole with, and then I made a bigger hole just so I have more place to put stuff. But we'll see if that comes through in the audio. But yeah, when you're listening to music, and it depends too on like which way my head was. Like I think if I would lay this way, it would be okay. But if I was kind of like laying this way, it would be noticeable again. And just make the music experience horrible. All right. As a slight update, couldn't leave well enough alone. And so I wanted to play around with this more. I was like, oh, let me just get the whole thing out. And what I did was pulled this, and I kind of broke this one other wire. And I bet this is what happens. That wire probably just wears out over time, because now you get this same kind of like this. I bet on my side it's the other side, but I bet it's like stuck like this. And then that's why you get that sound. So that must be what it really, the cause. It's these little wires in here over time fail, and then once these guys fail, your speaker's really kind of blown in all reality. But then yeah, you get this guy's clinking around. So we'll see how that works out. As far as, I feel like if you compress it a whole lot, it still needs to move to actually make sound. Otherwise, like somebody else on Reddit said, maybe their sound's gotten worse. But yeah, I bet it's something along those lines of this guy he doesn't float as nicely as he used to. And yeah, it's probably kind of like this. Maybe that's like a little bit more than you would expect to see have happen normally, but that's probably what you're dealing with as far as why the sound happens.